Hi everyone, Brian from Bear Traders here. It is the weekend, June 28th, and this of course is the weekend video. We'll go over what happened last week in the markets and then we'll take a look ahead. Got another shortened trading week coming up, so let's get down to it. Okay, so June 23rd, quick week in review here. The trade deal between China and the US seemed to get wrapped up, and there of course was the ceasefire in the Middle East, which gave a boost to the markets with the SPY and the Qs hitting all-time highs. On the flip side, the labor market continued to show some weakness, while that PCE data that we got was a little hotter than expected. So inflation persistent, core rate was at 2.7% and of course remains stubbornly above that Fed 2% target. And also some feel the effects of the tariffs are not yet being felt and looking for the back half of the year to show up maybe a little bit more. So Powell remains in a wait and see mode as he testified to Congress this week. The Dow, the Q, the SPY, IWM, all 3% plus, with of course the Q and the SPYs hitting all-time highs. The strengths and weaknesses, we had communication services, technology sectors really tearing the cover off the ball this week. Energy and real estate, the biggest losers. Energy, of course, with that ceasefire took the premium off the oil prices there. Treasury sank a little bit with the weaker labor market, and you can see both the 2s and 10s were down more this week, and the dollar was weak too. So that's I guess something to keep an eye on. And of course, Bitcoin still range bound, sitting around 100,700, up last week from 103,000. So that was your week in review. And before we move on, just a quick plug for my books that are available on Amazon. 2 swing trade books. The first one, How to Swing Trade. Second one, a little bit more in depth, Profiting as an Active Trader. And of course, my latest book and last book, How to Trade Options, if you're interested in options, complete guide to trading options with some strategies and risk management that I use. So if you want to check those out, the links are in the description below, and they're on Amazon under my author name. So you can check them out there. And let's move on and take a look at some indexes now. All right, taking a look at some of the indexes here, and starting out with the treasuries as we always do. You can see there was a big rate drop as we went into Friday here, and that PCE data that came out. So again, market players kind of looking forward to maybe a couple of rate cuts this year, some wanting to see, few of the Fed heads wanting to see something in July. Some question as to whether they're saying that to try to get ahead of the next selection for the head of the Fed. But anyway, some seeing a cut in July, others not seeing it till September, but market looking forward to price or rate cuts there. Again, the 10-year dropping out of that sort of range that we've seen, the consolidation range, and maybe heading lower. So there's your Dow, again breaking out of this level here on Thursday and then into Friday. Dow could be heading back to all-time highs quite easily. We got good volume on Friday as well there. So and there's your weekly, again showing kind of breakout, getting ready to challenge those all-time highs. SPY, or Qs I should say, Qs broke out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just momentum was just all to the upside. Getting a little extended here. We got some great volume on Friday, but we are, like I said, on the stochastics pretty overbought. Maybe due for a little bit of a pullback before we possibly continue higher here. SPY, same thing as I mentioned on the Qs. Just a nice breakout and all-time high there on the Qs, and moving out the week there. IWM, still an index is struggling a bit. Couldn't break out from this range. We kind of managed to end up above the 200-day, but this doji candle here, just indecision as to how strong we wanted to go. Good volume, but no real strong price action that ended, this day going out near the high of day. It went out kind of mid-range, actually down from where we opened, which isn't great. So IWM continues to struggle here, although on a weekly we are making our way back up here, hitting some areas of prior support, which will be now become resistance. You can see here the VIX, just no fear in the market. And dollar dropping hard against some of the other major currencies, and we're right back down at support here on the dollar. So dollar getting weaker, and Bitcoin right now hanging around 107,300 level. And again, we're kind of just stuck in this trading range here. So that was your weekly in review indexes. All right, so let's look at some active swing trades that I've got on right now. As I said last week, it was going to be a little bit of a light week because I was away on an Alaska cruise, but got back and I got into NVIDIA as we were breaking out here, and still holding some NVIDIA as a swing trade. It's worked out quite well from this breakout level here. And PLTR, we had quite a sell-off going into the close on Friday. And I think some of that was due to sort of rebalancing of some indexes. So I'm hoping that this will look like this, or will come back up again. But I think there was some selling to reduce some exposure to PLTR because it had run up so much. Still holding a little bit of PLTR, and silver, still holding on to a little bit of silver here. Because I'm in way down here, so I've still got a little bit of some silver stocks that I'm holding on to here, and it seems pretty sort of stuck in a bit of a range right now. So that's what I've got for actives. So as far as for potentials next week, we'll start out with Amazon. I actually jumped into a little bit of Amazon on Friday, so I'll be looking next week potentially to add to that position. But you can see here we had a nice area of consolidation, and really broke out on Friday and closed strong into the close. Not sure what's going on with Amazon. Maybe it was Bezos' wedding on the weekend. Everyone's getting excited about that, buying his stock. But RSI looks good. MACD looks good. Stochastics looking strong. So I think we're good for a decent run up to at least 230 here. So looking at that, maybe going to add some more on Monday. Coin is really took off on the week here, and I think it's got really extended. 380 looks like the top right now. I think we could pull back possibly to 320. Could be a good opportunity to maybe do a bit of a call spread, sell some 380 calls, maybe buy some 390s just above it there, just to make sure you manage your risk. And because it looks like this top's been put in, we're maybe going to get a bit of a pullback here, but might be worth watching as well for a pullback and then getting long. But we really are quite extended on the moving averages, this RSI. You can see we're very, very extended, and stochastics kind of rolling over a bit here. And you can see what happens the last time we had some rollover, a little bit of consolidation there, rolled over, a little bit of sell-off there as well. So again, this looks like it's showing a little bit of weakness here in the short term. So Circle was a real I know a lot of people day traded this on Friday, had a really nice pullback. I was in it around 207, 208, and it just was chopping around there, and I just didn't like it, so I got out of it, unfortunately, and missed this huge move down. I know some of our traders got that move on Friday, but I think it could easily come back down and retest sort of this 140 level. It is looking a little bit vulnerable here, and it's really overvalued from a PE basis. But when did that ever matter here? So anyway, Uber still looks quite interesting. Had that nice gap up on Tuesday, and it really held here at 90 bucks. So I think we could come back up. We did retest this high on Thursday, and I think it may retest this 100 level. At the very least, we've got a nice move up here on Uber, possible long. UNH, the last one, I still haven't traded with this, but it's really holding this 300 level, so it could be a long-term good long-term hold. PE ratio is actually pretty reasonable. I think it's around 12 or 13. And, this thing's just hanging in around that $300 level. So you could also sell some puts and maybe take possession of those shares if you actually do get put the shares. If you think this is a good area around 295, that it continues to hold here. So again, this UNH pretty reasonably priced, and stochastics look like they're turning back up. RSI looks like it's turning back up here, so it looks like a possible good long trade for the next couple weeks or even couple months here. We got a big gap to fill, which could happen later this year. And that's what I've got for potentials. Okay, so looking ahead for the week of June 30th, again, a shortened trading week. We do have the July 4th holiday on Friday, and I think we even knock off early on Thursday, so it'll be a shortened trading day Thursday. Dow, Q, SPY, WM, there's all your levels and support and resistance. As far as economic events go, we do have some employment data coming up this week. Job openings Tuesday, ADP employment on Wednesday, job claims and employment and wages reports on Thursday. So good look into what's happening in the labor market. And as far as earnings go, really it's a pretty barren field here. Again, holiday Friday, we've got Albertsons on Tuesday, but this is a sort of a blank week heading into next week, where Delta Airlines will report later in the week, and that's always my gauge as to sort of the start of the next earnings season when Delta reports. So we'll start getting into earnest in some new earnings next week after next. And as far as sort of that high level view that I've been wrapping up with here, markets at all-time highs, I think there's probably more upside from here. It certainly feels like the momentum is there. Dip buyers still supporting the markets during these sell-offs. That continues to be in play. As I did mention in last week's video, ceasefire between Israel and Iran was going to impact oil prices and also a little bit gold. So I don't expect to see oil coming back anytime soon unless this ceasefire fails to hold. It's really hard to be a bear in this market environment right now. We could look for a little bit of a pullback after some more momentum to the upside, but that July 9th, where the potential tariffs come off, market reaction to the Canadian tariffs on Friday kind of showed you what that potential market reaction could be. So, but the administration has been pretty loose in terms of and flexible in terms of moving these dates around, so that could be in play as well. So July 9th is not next week, it's a week after, so don't have to worry about that till then. Anyway, that's it, everybody. Hope you've had a great weekend, and we'll see you in the Bear Bull Trading Room on Monday morning, whether you're live on YouTube or for our members in the room itself. We'll talk to you all later. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.